Hello again, this is Peter Phelps of Phelps 3D, and in this FreeCAD 016 tutorial, I'm actually going to be doing up some items that are a challenge. It's called the 3D Cube Zoo, um, and I first learned of this little challenge or uh, project from a tweet by Joe Larson, who's the 3D printing professor. And so I checked out the information. Most of these are being um, designed in Tinkercad, but because I don't really want to use Tinkercad, I'm going to use FreeCAD. I ended up downloading his designs so that I can figure out what the basic cube shape size is, because I don't believe it's the 10 millimeter by 10 millimeter by 10 millimeter cube that is the default for FreeCAD. I believe they have a slightly larger cube. So what I did is I did download his whale um, file. So what I can do is I can import that into FreeCAD to find out what the size of the cube is. So 3D block zoo, this whale files. And I can just import the STL. So that's the STL 3D printed whale. Now if I create a cube here, yeah, we're a lot smaller than that. Looks like about 4 times. Or no, well, it looks like a 20 by 20 by 20. Yeah, so if I move the block 10, 10. So yeah, that should be about the right size block then. And I'm just going to delete his file back out of this. And I'm actually going to move the cube so centered. So I'll go -10, -10. This way it's centered on the origin. And what I'm going to do is just save this right now as we'll put a blank block. That way I can load just this file up again each time I create a new character or object. So the first one I'm going to do is going to be really, really simple. I'm going to go to part design. I'm going to create a sketch. I'm going to create it on the XY plane. Say OK. Now this is something you could probably do in Tinkercad, but it's easier here for FreeCAD people. And I'm going to make the block disappear so I can. I just did. And what I'm going to do first is a bat. Now I don't know if you'd see bats too frequently. I'm going to hit escape there. I want the arc to come up and touch I'm using the 3-point arc rather than the other arc so I can have a little more control. And I'll hit escape. Now we want to make sure that these get connected, because sometimes, even though I've clicked the yellow, for some reason they sometimes don't get connected. So I want to make sure that that is all connected, all the points here, so that there's no breakage of it. And we're going to close that. And what we're going to do is we're going to pad this. I'm going to pad it by just 4. And I'm going to say symmetric to the plane so that it's right in the center. It's okay. And bring the cube back up. And then if you want, you could click on the surface. Problem is, well, okay, let's click on that surface, create a sketch, and do this again. Okay, and we're going to make sure that those are all connected. What I'm doing is just clicking, dragging, so I'm selecting both points, and then combining those. And we'll go close, and we're going to pocket. Now, I'm not going to go all the way through. I'm thinking just 1 millimeter. So, okay. Now, the tricky part, I could extrude that out, the 1 millimeter, but then it's going to have to probably have supports, so it would have to print all the way up to where that extruded out area is, which will create a lot more material. Now this is going to create a hole where supports go in. It's going to have to go in that hole and be dug out later. Depends on what you want to do. You could either do the extrude and then tear them off, or just do this. It's just going to use less material if I do it this way. So all depends on what you really want to do with it. And then I'm going to take that, but I'm going to go part, and I'm going to mirror it. And let's see, I think I'll mirror on the X, Y, Z plane. Yep, okay. And then we want to create, so this is a bat, we're going to create so select the cube, go back over to part, design, create a sketch, create some eyes. these so that they're just slightly inside, close, and then pocket. Let's go ahead and set 2. So okay. And select it again. Click sketch. Okay. And we're gonna maybe move this up a little. Make sure that those are connected. I could give it some fangs. Oops. I'm gonna delete that line. Okay. And we want to make sure that this are pinned together. And we're going to use the trim tool. Take out those. And might be interesting to bring these. Okay, so that's going to be our mouth. I could close that and pocket it too. Another thing you could do is print it directly on its back. Let me go back in there and change. Let's look at the sketches. Oops. See that. I'm just going to move the sketches around a little bit. Trying to center it more. I could have used a line to show the center, but that's better. Now, if you really didn't mind or care about the back, you could print it like that with the supports going up. That would make the front look prettier. was doing that, I'd move these backwards some. Which we could do. The original sketch. Do you think we need ears? We could add ears to it. Let's create a sketch. XZ planes, okay. Do the same thing we were doing before. Hide the other parts. Now, if we do this, we're going to create something that requires supports up to it. If we go the other way, make sure that these are all connected. Close. Pad that. Let's just go to bring everything back else back up again. And then we're gonna have to want to move this forward. So we go back to the sketch to do that, and I'm gonna say -7. That again on the YZ. So now he's got ears. Makes it look more batty. Okay. What we could do if you wanted is color some of it. Let's go brown. Same thing here. Brown. Make the pocket maybe black, but of course if it goes black, the lines will probably. Give him some reddish ears. Maybe I should give that gray, or a dark gray. It's a bat. Okay, and then let's go in part. We want to combine all these so that they'll print. So we create a fusion. And then I'm going to call this block bat, or bat block. Blocky bat? Batty block? Let's see. let's go baddie block. I like that name. File X. Oops. Cancel. File export. Baddie block. And then I'm going to close that. Go back and open the blank block. And we can work on another one. Yay! Okay, since the 3D printing professor did a whale, and I don't know how many whales you're going to see in a zoo, but hey, I'm going to go ahead and do a couple of ones that are also fish related, just for the heck of it. So the next one I'm going to do, I'm going to try to do a shark. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a ellipsoid, and I wish these were X, Y, Z. It'd make it easier than radius 1, 2, 3. Because I can never remember which is which. So if it was X, I want, and we're 20, I want a radius that's just a bit smaller than that, so I'm going to go 8. 8 and like 16 and create. Okay, so I actually got that, I think, in the right way. Move it up. I'm going to move it out this way. And as long as it's not sticking out the other side, I can just leave it like that. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a, I'm going to, well, I can do we can do a prism, but it's only 3. Radius, I'm going to say is 4, and I want it to be just 2 high. So I'm going to create that, close, take that prism, I'm going to move it out negative 15 so I can see it, move it up, and then I'm going to rotate this on the y-axis, and I'm going to say like 45 right now. And bring it down. How about 50? 60, okay, that's good. So that it's crossing the surface. Let me see if I can bring it back. Let's go 4.5. So it's just crossing the surface there. And then I'm going to mirror that on the X, Y, Z. It's okay. So those are going to be the shark's eyes. So we're going to take the ellipsoid, and we're going to cut the original prism. Then we're going to take that cut and cut the other prism, the mirror. That's odd. Oh, maybe they're both in just a little too much. Well, the good news is you can just go back to the original prism and change this number in here. And it's changed both of them. So whatever you do to the original also gets mirrored to the other one. Alright. And you know what? I'm going to go back in and copy that original prism. So I just copied and pasted the original prism. And I'm going to go ahead and do a 90. And I want to make it smaller. So it's like 1. Well, maybe a little bit bigger. 1.5. And bring this down. Okay, how about 5.5? Copy, paste again, and move that. Excuse me. Copy, paste. Now what you might want to do is go in and rotate these teeth so that they face more in, because it's a curve. Now, because we've already rotated the triangle 90, what you're going to have to do is select it, go up to Edit, Placement, apply incremental changes, Z, and then rotate it on the Z. And you might have to move it around, because whenever it rotates on the Z in this, it's rotating based on the origin. Okay, and then say apply. Okay. Click on the next one. Edit placements. Apply. Z. I'm going to say 15. Well, negative 15. That looks good. Let's say apply. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to fuse those together. That way I can mirror it. Not have to mirror everyone individually. And so we got them there. I'll take that cut. We'll cut the fusion one. Cut the other one. Okay. I'm going to switch over to part design. And I'm going to create a sketch, but it's going to be on the YZ plane. Let's start off with just a line here. And I'll hide the cube. We're going to use the 3-point arcs again. I want to hit the bottom here. Make sure that these are all connected. You might want to move this up. You want it just touching the line, but you don't want it off it. Okay, and make this vertical. Close that. We can bring our cube back. Select the sketch, pad it, and let's say 4 symmetric to the plane. Okay. Then we're going to do another sketch, same plane. You could just put a triangle like we made here, up here, if you want. I want to make it look more like it's a fan. So I'm going to create a line that's just within and hide the block again. And we make sure those are connected. Now, one of the things that's going to come up is, okay, if you're printing this for a kid, you probably don't want them messing around with a very sharp angle right here. Now, you can't just fillet this. Two arcs cannot be filleted right in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to close this. We're going to pad that, this time only 2, and symmetric to the plane and say OK. And bring the cube back up. But if you do not want this sharp edge here, you could fillet it now that it's a pad, and just, you know, you can change it to whatever you want to make it less of a point. Say OK, because that just makes it better, I guess. So now we're going to create a sketch, but it's going to be on the XZ plane. And we're going to start off with a small line here. Hide the block again. And back over here. Okay. That. Don't worry that this is pointed, we're going to be changing that anyway. This is actually going to be a two-step process in creating this fin. So I'm going to make sure that these are all connected. Going to pad it, but we're going to pad it the entire 20, symmetric to the plane. It's okay. Bring the cube back up. So right now all we have is a sort of sledge thing here. Then we're going to create another sketch, but we're going to create it on the XY plane. Come over here and create a line there. Hit escape. I'm going to hide the cube, and I'm going to first I'm going to take and make another line that's here. Now that line I'm going to turn into a construction line. Oops. That way I know how long I can go. And then I'm going to hide the pad we created. Start here. Is it connected? Close this. And the pad back up. And we're going to pad this one. Let's say 20. Okay. Bring the cube back. And we're going to go to part. And we want to select the two pads we just made and say common. And it looks like I need to adjust my, because I shouldn't have a flat out here. So I need to adjust one of the sketches. Okay, I can look at the bottom. Okay, close that. And then we can take that common and mirror it. YZ plane. And that's basically our shark. Wait a minute. Make sure I get the common. That should be all the parts. Fuse that together. File, save as. Call him Sharky Block. And maybe I'll change the color just for this. Give it sort of light blue look. Save it again. Select that, file, export. Sharky Block. Let's say save. New file, or well, not new file. Back to blank block. And you can keep doing this. I'm probably gonna only do one more for this video, and then I have a whole bunch of different ones I kind of created for this. I was going to do a man array. I could do that based on the shark, actually. What was the other one? What would be another neat one to do? You could do a giraffe. let's try that. We'll do a couple ellipsoids again, but this time we want the height to be taller. So let's go for 8 feet. Yes, okay. So I want this to be 4 and this to be 8. Nope. See, that's what gets me. I mean, if it was X, Y, Z, it'd be easier to figure out, but they're not. So that just changed the X. So this here is your Z, and that was your Y. This one down here. So 4, 8. There. Actually, let's go 6. 6. No, that's too big. 5. Oh, well, 5, 5 would be good. That would probably work. Duh. 8's fine. And then negative 5. Okay, another one. Copy paste. Put that one at 5. So there's our humps for our camel. And then let's go ahead and create some cylinders. And rotate the cylinder on the X90. Bring it up 5. Oops. 2. Negative 10. And 8. Copy paste. Oh, 4. Here's 3. 3. So it's up like that. But then we're gonna make it just 2. And we're gonna make that go to 12. No. Oh. 22. Too far. Maybe. Those are funky looking hooves, but that'd be the hoof for the camel. Gonna fuse those together. And I'm gonna mirror them a couple different ways. Mirror it on the XY. Then you can fuse that. So it's one part, and then mirror that again on the XZ. so that it has all four legs. And now the question is how to make the head. I think I'll do that with a sketch. Let's go over to part design, create a sketch, do it on the YZ plane. Oops. Start off with a line here, escape, let's go in and hide the sketch, and the cube, make sure that this is straight, and bring this down just a bit. Escape. Trying to think of what a camel looks like. It looks like a funky horse, kind of, but not quite. We're gonna go see if I can find some images off of Google, just to give me a guide. Okay. So, actually, delete these. Actually, no, I'm not going to delete all of them. So he has this little piece that hangs down off the throat. Make sure that all that's connected. So, actually that one, oops. That one should be connected with this one. Are those separate lines or not? Okay, hopefully I got all that connected. gonna use the fillet tool to make this rounded. Close, pad, and it didn't work, so something's wrong. Cancel. Okay, it's good. Now it has redundant constraints. I don't know why it does that sometimes. You're using the fix tool and then it breaks the sketch. Close. Pad. It still doesn't do it. So where did I forget or miss or break something? Why did it? Okay. Those don't look right. Hopefully that was it. Yep, there. Okay. And I'm gonna go just 4 symmetric to the plane. Oops. Okay. Create a sketch here. Just gonna go. Escape that. And gotta make sure those connected. And close. And I'm gonna pocket that. Just one. It's okay. And then we're going to try to mirror that. Pocket. Mirror. Horizontal. Bummer. Doesn't look like it worked. Vertical. Cancel. Okay. Undo the pocket. So when that happens, you've got to go to Part, create a solid. You can create extrusion. Length is just going to be 1, but it's going to be on the X, and we're going to say -1. Okay. then I can take that, I can mirror it along the YZ plane, say okay. So now we have two parts that are like that. We have to take our pad here and cut both of those. Now we've got a face. Yay! And if you want, you could give a tail too back here. All depends on what you want to do. I'm going to do a really simple kind of tail. Let's take the cone. I'm going to say 22 for the moment. Let's give this 2.5. Get the other one on 1. And we're going to rotate that on the x-axis. I'm not sure if it was 90 or 270. 90 works. We go something like 110. And move it up. Back in. Maybe make it a little longer. I'm looking at the head and thinking it's too small. The nice thing about FreeCAD is you can use a clone tool. If you want to take the head, go draft. And make a clone of it. Then I can hide this, take the clone, and then scale it. I don't really want it scaled on the X, but I would like it to be a 1.5. 1.5. Maybe. It depends on what you want. I'm thinking maybe a little bit smaller. May have gone too big. 1.25. 1.25. That looks better. Give some color to it. Let's see. Okay, and then we gotta combine all these parts. Save as camel block. Why not? We're using Y's on all these others. Save and file, export. And like I said, I've got a whole bunch of different ideas that I've sketched up on a piece of paper for the different animals I could make. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run those through NetFab just to make sure that they're printable. I just upgraded to the Autodesk NetFab 2017. Thanks to Thomas Sandlander. He had a thing where, yes, you can just download the preview, limited trial, whatever, and as long as you don't get the license after the 30 days, it ends up becoming NetFab Basic. So right now I have the 29 days countdown, and after that I'm just not going to get the license, and it will default back to NetFab Basic for some reason. Rather than them letting you just download NetFab Basic, that's the way they set this up. So I'm going to go ahead and run. Okay. Go part, add, and STL files, 3D block zoo, and I guess I've been saving those inside the here. Oops. Okay, I'll have to move those. Bat block. Okay, and I went ahead and checked this automatic part repair and do the default repair. That way it just goes ahead and does it, and then I can just go export it once I've added the part. So I marked that automatic part repair and left it with the default repair. Said add parts. And so I'm not sure, since it's already doing the automatic repair, I don't know. See, it says repaired, so it may have had problems, I don't know. I'll just go ahead and export as STL. Now that this supports 3MF, you might be able to use it to convert the online repair tools 3MF file format to STLs in this. I don't know, I haven't tried it yet. I'll say save, part, remove, yes, part, add, camel block. Okay, it says it's repaired. I guess I'm just going to do that for all of it now. Part, remove, part, add, Sharky block. See, it did have problems there. I guess here is where I would tell that it had a problem. So, just go ahead and now it's repairing it. Okay. Part, export part, STL, save. And there you have it. Those are 3 lessons on making this little blocky 3D block zoo characters, animals. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.